Hello and welcome to Amateur Painting with Fabiola. I'm your host, Fabiola. As you can see here, I am painting a hand, but not just any hand. I was inspired to paint the creation of Adam, Michelangelo's painting. So this is technically God's hand. I tried to sketch it out as precise as possible. And then instead of Adam's hand reaching out to God, I put a skeleton hand. And that's when I realized I don't know how to paint or draw skeleton hands. So I'm really sorry about that. This is kind of like a part 2 to my first skeleton painting that I did that I named Somos el Virus, which translates to We Are the Virus, because of everything that's happening right now. And I kind of wanted to make God's hand kind of symbolize Mother Earth. And then obviously like the skeleton meaning us. And this was my first time painting, sketching out a human hand. And it's really difficult. I mean, it's just a blob and then you got to put the right shadings in the right places. And then you just have to hope for the best in the end. I already made like a couple mistakes here in the beginning because I'm painting with gouache. So the thing with gouache is that I forgot when you paint with lighter hues, colors, it dries out darker. And when you paint with darker hues, colors, it dries out lighter. So I should have started painting the hand with the darker shades and then waited for it to dry to go to the lighter shades, because then it kind of messed me up. You see, like I'm kind of like going back over and over the same places trying to fix my mistake. In the end, it doesn't come out too bad, but I think if I would have started darker and worked my way up to the lightest, the hand would have looked a little bit more realistic. And I'm not even going to get into the skeleton hand. It was my first try. And I mean, all of this was my first try, but the skeleton hand was like, how do you even paint something you've never seen before? You know, like I kind of used my hand for reference and Michelangelo's picture of God's hand for reference for the hand. But then I had to imagine a skeleton hand gripping a flesh hand, and I'm like, this hurts my brain a lot. So I'm going to be struggling later. You'll see on the coloring of the skeleton hand and the shading. And yeah, I also learned it's really good to mix your paint ahead of time, because then I just get kind of inconsistent skin shades and it looks kind of wonky. But I have to say I'm pretty proud of this one, like the way it turned out. I think it was a huge leap to get inspiration off of such a well-known artist and kind of get inspiration and paint his hand that he's painted. I mean, it's God's hand, but I made it really weird. But in this painting, I want it to represent Mother Nature. And here you see me just messing around with the skeleton hand. I don't even know if I got like the wrist part right. I don't even know if it makes any sense. I just kind of like kept painting it over and over and over again until I was like, that's enough. I should leave this alone. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start practicing painting flesh. I think that's really fun and challenging, the way like you look at your skin and you see one color, but really it's just like thousands of pigments put together. And it's really interesting trying to find the right shades, the darker shades, the tints and stuff. I really enjoyed painting this, even though I kept going over and over paint, and like it was frustrating at one point. I felt like I kept making it worse instead of better. I should have stopped while I was ahead, but it's a learning process. It's always a learning process. And here I'm painting the little, I wanted it to look like the skeleton grabbing onto God's hand is poisoning him. And I don't know, I was just trying to make some purple veins, make it look real nasty. I think I did pretty good at that. Not going too overboard with the colors. I didn't want to use like really bright greens or reds. I wanted to look kind of realistic. I don't know. Again, like I can't really make this look realistic, right? Because I haven't painted this before. This is my first realistic, type drawing with a hand. And I think the finished product looks like an amateur did it, but also like look at that, like it's pretty good. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just hyping myself up too much, but I'm happy how it turned out. I'm happy to keep practicing, and I hope you like this video. Have a great week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.